Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome. Ooh, we got a juicy episode.
We do. And we're kind of throwing it back. I love these where we get to cover a few topics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
first.
this one we're titling Karma is a Bitch. By now, you all know that Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon both got canned.
Yes. And please, I'm not liking the verbiage that they're putting out, like they exited. No, baby. You were told to exit. There is a difference between...
Don Lemon said that. He said that he tweeted like, I'm shocked that they, let me go. I just found out they didn't give me the courtesy of a face-to-face. And
anything.
then they pushed back saying that he was offered to meet with them, but whatever. So basically he says they told his agent he was fired.
Ooh.
And then the agent told him.
Now, how unliked must you be?
So both of them have done. Now, Tucker is just who he is. He has never not done it. So I don't even know if we can say like he had some things that he just recently did. And I mean, this has been going on.
This is your facade.
Right.
Or this is your thing, your jam.
And you all know that his previous company that he was at, Fox News, was in the midst of a lawsuit with Dominion voting, the machines, because they had insinuated this whole time that the machines were broken and the election was rigged and all these things that really cost Dominion their livelihood you know.
Yes.
So they were suing them for, it was like $1 billion and some change. Well, they settled. They finally settled.
Because, and yes, we said $1 billion with a B.
With a B. So they settled for nearly $1 billion. It was like almost $800 million. Wow. They settled.
Okay.
So because Dominion had a lot of receipts, they had text messages, they had emails.
Don't you love it when people show up with the receipts?
All kinds of stuff.
Hit you with that. You tried it, boo. Here you go.
Right. And then, so a lot of Tucker's problem is I think who he is who he is, but he's worse on screen than he is in private life. In private life, this is not true. It didn't happen.
Right.
Whatever. But he tells people what they want to hear.
Yes.
So that's where he got into trouble. And he cost his company nearly $1 billion. Yikes. Now, I have always said, you mess with people's kids and their money, and they I don't care who you are, they will let you go.
They will let you go.
And that's exactly what they did. And they told him 10 minutes before he was going on the air. Is what I heard.
Now, you know what? That's dangerous because he could have got on there and just acted they didn't give him access. They just told him, okay.
Like 10
so
minutes, like you're out.
You're done.
And so because he had signed off the Friday before, like, see you Monday. And then Monday comes and he's in the office. As it turns out,
it's
not even like, don't come back. It's like, you're here. And then they tell him. And
guacamolios.
So that was it. So both of them have done some misogynistic things. And even Don Lemon did made some snarky kind of anti-immigrant statements or snarky comments about it to a guest, which the guest was a Republican. So I guess he feels like, which is why on both sides we have an issue because we're not civil.
Yes.
Because he was like, I don't know what country you're from or something like that. And it was kind of nasty. He said about Nikki Haley, who is a Republican presidential hopeful, that she was past her prime. Now, Don Lemon is 57 years old.
Baby. So,
and I think Nikki Haley, she's probably about that. Let me look.
But that just goes into the fact that you're not even recognizing your privilege as a man. A man with a platform, with a lot of followers.
Oh, she's younger than him. She's 51. So if she's past her prime.
I figured she was younger than him.
You're way past your prime.
But isn't that the double standard for women?
It is. Well, it just shows that there is a privilege for men, period. Yes. Even Black men. And I know, that's a whole conversation because, in some areas, of course, we know there's not a privilege for them, but in a lot of areas there are.
But in this arena, it's very obvious that there were.
You're just a man. And so you get a pass for a lot of stuff. So they did some ugly things. Tucker is kind of a typical cis white man who was born on third base and criticizing people who weren't even born near the ballpark.
And here's the thing about him, where it's kind of interesting to me. It's been documented that like he doesn't even buy this BS.
Right. That was why they settled, I think.
Yeah, that's why they said, because look, he's just acting.
Right.
And so honestly, he was just the scapegoat. We got to let somebody go. It's going to be you. Even though dude's reading a teleprompter, these are not his thoughts. This is scripted.
You don't think? I think it is. Well, it's probably scripted, but I think he has writers, and I think that's him. I really do.
Be.
Now maybe not.
No, it could be.
I don't know. Tucker, let us know. But I think it's him. I think
email
that's
us at
arguefreeforcoffee@gmail.com.
Yeah, and it may be. But I still think, you know how that is. Hey, we gotta let somebody go. This has blown up.
Oh my goodness. He edited the January 6th tapes. Kevin McCarthy gave him those tapes and he edited, and look, they're just sightseeing. Listen, guys, if there are barricades and, do not enter, even if you are just sightseeing, you still go to jail over that because you're trespassing.
Let somebody walk into your home, your apartment, your flat. I just want to look around. You're telling me you wouldn't say, get the fuck out?
Right.
Seriously?
So there's still a problem with that, even if
with that narrative.
There was a lot of violence going on, but of course he picked the pictures that were people just walking around. Well,
and they're tired. Because they done acted a fool.
Right.
It's like your toddler. This is after, if you've got a niece or a nephew or your own kids, after they act a damn fool and embarrass you, then they go to sleep. I don't get any angrier than watching them sleep peacefully after they have embarrassed me and acted a fool. I'm like, oh, now you got the audacity to be asleep. Like...
And
so they're moseying after the insurrection. Yeah, they moseying because their asses was tired. Yeah, because they had acted a fool.
So
karma,
that's just a thing. Yeah.
Karma, Lady Karma.
This is what I'm saying. The law of reciprocity. So in every religion, every thought process, there is a law. They call it different things.
Yes.
So, you might have heard is sowing and reaping, the golden rule, which is do unto others
as you would have done unto you.
Karma, what goes around comes around.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call it, it was hard at work in both of these cases. And so I thought about an old preacher that Tasha and I both read and listen to. It said, God doesn't settle up every Saturday night, but he settles up.
Brother Hagen! Girl,
and y'all, that's the thing.
He's long deceased. We can't give you an IG for you to follow. This man passed away.
This an old folks saying, but it's the truth. Because sometimes you think these people are getting away with this. No, they're not.
And that is.
They're really not.
That is the beauty of karma. That's the beauty of karma.
I think life, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, gives you an opportunity to
get your stuff right.
Get it together.
Yep.
That's why it takes so long, because it's like, I'm not going to pop you right now.
Listen.
Like, just, sit with it a while. I'm going to see if you can kind of get it together. And if you don't,
all the way,
it's coming around. And it picks up, now, y'all, I had some carrot seeds. I had them, they're old carrot seeds. Like, I had them a couple years. I gave them as, like favors at Easter. So I thought, I have a tub in the yard that I plant. So I'm going to put them in that. First, I started them in the little peat pots, y'all. I watered them. They're in the sun. I mean, nothing. So I'm thinking these just don't do a thing. So I threw them into the tub. I thought, well, whatever. They're probably just not going to work. Well, I went over to my daughter's house. My son-in-law is a wonderful gardener.
Yes.
Like for real.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was telling him about he said, oh, carrot, it's like they're really tiny, like the thing, the sprout or whatever. So he shows me in his garden, it's this, I can't even describe how tiny it is. So I come back to the tub. Sure enough, they're coming up. So it's not an instantaneous thing when you sow something, and it takes a while, but they're coming up.
But they're coming.
They're coming. And just FYI, both men have hired the same lawyer.
Girl, shut up.
Isn't that funny? So I guess he's negotiating their exit and their, severance, whatever.
Deals. Yeah, because it's very different at that level. I think we all know that. But, that still tickles me.
And I hate to see anybody lose their job, but I don't know.
Guys, Lisa's so much nicer than me, and you guys already know this.
I think it was time to go.
So this is my thing. In some cases, your job is to lie. Okay, that may be part of your job description. Maybe not in those exact words, but we all know the context is you're going to have to lie sometimes. But anytime that's your job, you usually make a little more, and the stakes are a little higher because you can still get in trouble for that lie, even though it was your job to tell that lie. So hopefully you have been stacking a little paper to the side so you can pay this lawyer, get a good severance.
And Tucker, like I said, was born on third base. So I think he had probably a little something. Yeah. And the sad thing is his son is a page or a, what do they call him? Just a staffer for a congressman or a senator.
Okay.
So he was in the Capitol on January 6th. So this narrative, your son was in danger. Wow. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Because
no one knows this is your son,
right.
boo-boo.
And they weren't asking any questions. I saw the Republicans running just like the...
Yes.
So
I'll never forget that security guard turning Mitt Romney around. Remember? I think he had went to the restroom or something like that. And it's like, no, turn around, go.
And Holly, who is really on their side, was running. So it wasn't safe for anybody.
Right.
So for you to spin this thing when your kid was in harm's way just blows my mind. And makes it so much worse in my estimation. So it's sad, but not.
They'll be okay. They'll land on their feet.
Right.
I have no doubt.
Fox, interestingly enough, they kind of do this. Think of Bill O'Reilly.
Okay.
And Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
And I was reading somewhere that Fox, they hire a type.
Yes.
Versus Natasha, you're the person, you're the brand. Yes, it's not it's a person that will say certain things and thinks a certain way.
Yes.
And they've got 20 more just like it.
Yes.
So
if you age out of that or whatever it is.
And they're always at the height of their popularity when they go.
Yes.
And they're still there and they find somebody else. So
and that's strategic as well.
They will go on. So whatever. I mean, I wish them well, and I hope both of them have learned a lesson is what I hope. I don't know how that'll be true. I just hope they can be a little nicer, a little kinder.
That's the goal.
We'll see.
That's the hope.
Okay. So this was in Southern Living magazine, 12 things you should never say to a Southerner.
Okay.
It's so cute to me. Okay. One is, I don't know how to cook.
Oh man, yeah.
Number one, most Southerners can cook. Most, and especially African American Southerners.
And even if they can't, they think they can.
Well, and I don't know. I knew one, and that could not cook. This is my thing with cooking. I feel like if you could read, you could cook.
This is not true.
And I mean, okay, now there's those cooks that they don't need a recipe. They can just,
cook from their soul.
And they just cook. That's fine. But I'm just saying just the basics.
Guys, I'm going to do a poll on this because I have told Lisa repeatedly, this is not true. Just because you can read does not mean that it's going to turn out well.
That's my
I know
story.
some very intelligent people that cannot cook.
Well, Southerners feel that they would take you under their wing and let me show you.
Yeah, you can cook something.
Right. So they're just not buying it. And I tend to agree because I just feel like if you can read and follow directions. But I mean, I know.
Well, I'm not going to eat that food if they say they can't cook.
Okay. That's not a salad. Where's the lettuce?
You know what? Now first off, I want to say this. Texas is not the South. They want to be the South so bad that we've just become the South. Okay. Because we're really not. But with that being said,
we have Southern ways.
We have very Southern ways. And that's my daddy. I'm like, Daddy, it's such and such salad.
We're Southwest.
I remember telling my dad it was some type of, it was a fruit-based salad. I'm telling him about it, how fabulous it is. I'm driving my parents. I think it was their anniversary. This is some years ago. And I'm telling them about, we have to try this. We're going to get this, yada, yada. We're going to try this one. And my dad said, we don't need that many salads. So, well, Daddy, one is like a salad, like what you're thinking, but the other one is really more fruit based. So it's fruit salad. Well, no, Daddy, that's not.
It's really dessert.
It's really an acceptable dessert appetizer. So I'm telling him about it. We get there, they pull it out. It's beautiful, and it's a little schwanky for my parents. And my dad goes, "Ain't no lettuce." And I think, oh my God, like just eat it, Daddy, and stop.
Grape salad.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Okay, my dad has a whole thing about this being a bowl of grapes, that it ain't salad. So this proves your point.
No, but it's, it's wrapped in brown sugar and cream cheese, and it's so, and nuts, and it's so delicious. And there's a cookie salad, and there's a candy bar salad.
What the
hell? We use this, term very loosely, but they cut up candy bars, and they put it with apples and whipped cream.
Guys, I'm Googling this,
but they call it
holy
salad.
Cow, this is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yuck. Okay, so I guess what salads are to Southerners as casseroles are to Northerners. Is this what we're looking at here?
We just use the term loosely.
Very loosely, y'all.
Very loosely.
Snicker apple salad recipe.
Yeah.
And by golly, it has 5 stars across the board.
It's amazing. But it's not
disgusting.
Like I'd be in a diabetic coma, number one, eating it.
Girl,
but
there's Cool Whip and pudding
it's
and
all
whipped
kind
cream.
of stuff in it, but it's really good. And
Lisa.
But they call it salad.
Okay.
And then, remember that pistachio?
Now, don't you
stuff?
come for that. Don't you come for that. That is salad, honey, because it's green. As a kid, some of y'all have never heard of Wyatt's in your life, but if you've ever been grazed by Wyatt's.
Did Luby's have it too? I think they
Luby's
did.
had it, but they couldn't touch Wyatt's.
Theirs wasn't as good.
And I had made good with the lady at Wyatt's, and she had some developmental delays, and people were very rude to her. And I just liked the lady, and I've always been like that. So I made good with her, and she would sneak it to me. You need to eat. I said, Mama, pistachios are a nut, and it's green. This is salad.
And it has pineapple in it.
Yeah, I tried that argument. She was not going for it. So she would sneak it to me.
It is good.
And just what's the other one?
That
Fluff.
Wyatt's in Redbird.
Woo!
Was amazing.
Just take me home.
Yeah.
That Wyatt's
that was the bomb.
That was there was one in North Park, but I felt like it was not as good as the one at Redbird. I would drive, take me there any day. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So if we say salad, just smile.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
But and trust me, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It might not be like,
but there may not be any
salad,
spinach, kale, or lettuce.
Gonna be good. Miracle Whip and mayonnaise are the same thing. The devil is a lie.
Listen to me. I was a full 35-year-old adult. Okay, guys. And I was like, yeah, Miracle Whip. So someone gave it. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was gagging.
You like Miracle Whip?
I grew up eating Miracle Whip.
Okay. So see, I'm the other way. I am a
mayonnaise.
Hellman's, Duke, mayo.
So let me
person.
tell you, I've crossed over. Now I don't have a lot of dairy, guys, and obviously that's a lot of eggs, right? So, but I do. Duke makes it's a mayonnaise with a hint of lime, actually, because what I use it for is like elote, like Mexican corn. Mm-hmm. So the hint of lime just like saves me the step. Like it's so good. But yeah, so growing up, I thought
Duke's has no sugar.
Yes,
which. And see, that's my
I didn't think about that.
Miracle Whip. It's so sweet.
Y'all, I tried to eat it. It
probably would work in these salads.
Because it is a dessert.
It's very sweet.
I tried to eat it recently, right? Because I've converted, and I was like, oh my, I ate this growing up.
It's too much.
And y'all, when I was growing up, you would fry bologna, you put Miracle Whip, which we called mayonnaise, because again, we didn't know, on one side, you put mustard on the other side, and then you smear bacon grease on the bologna.
Oh my God.
And that was how I grew up. I grew up so country. So for those of you that think I'm just this like veggie loving, tree hugging person, while I am, I did not grow up that way.
Yeah. Miracle Whip, we ain't having it.
Did y'all have that in Ohio, Miracle Whip? I told you, I thought Miracle Whip was mayonnaise.
We did Hellman's. I
thought Hellman's was cheap Miracle Whip growing up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember when I had Miracle Whip. I'm sure. I tried it and just didn't try it again. Like it just like it's
very sweet. It's very sweet.
The things that I I use mayo, which I can't even eat now, like egg salad, because, I found out recently I have an egg allergy, which I know mayo has egg, but you use so little of it.
It's just a little schmear.
So it's fine, but
that's so funny.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, in my head, they were the same thing. I agree.
Can't I just send a thank you text? No, ma'am.
No,
no, ma'am.
Listen,
we don't do that.
These folks want y'all to kill all the trees. All of them.
But, this is the way I feel. Especially for more formal occasions, like weddings, graduations. If somebody took the time to buy you a gift, send you a gift, send you a check, host a party, did something, they deserve a handwritten, nice note.
I'm gonna.
That's the least you can do. A text is so nothing.
Yeah.
I'm getting texts from folks, you get texts from, people
everybody
selling stuff and
yeah.
doing all kinds of stuff. That's not
yeah, I guess now that you say it, that's true.
Don't do it.
That's true.
Don't do it.
Add a little class, y'all.
Have to run. I'm in a hurry.
What?
So like if you're, it might be after church. It might be, you just run into somebody or, at the grocery store or something.
No.
Like just
honey, we just stay and then when we're late to the next spot, we tell them I was talking to Lisa. I'm sorry I'm late.
Yeah, just listen.
Have to run.
And
I've never heard this.
It's kind of rude. That was your father's recipe? It could have used a little more seasoning. Okay, and now the Southern Living says, we're not overly sensitive folk unless you criticize a family recipe. So that's where they're coming for you. If it was, I wouldn't criticize anybody's recipe. Mm-mm. Like even if I thought something was off, I'd just either don't eat it or lie. Yep. Honestly, just say that was great.
Oh, I lied.
Yeah.
Remember I told you about Scarlett recently with that dang banana bread?
Yes.
So I baked banana bread and my daughter was not feeling it, right? But she didn't have the heart to tell me. So she gave me this really weak thumbs up and I'm like, what is it, babe? So she ends up later on. I said, do you want a slice? No. Well, baby, if you didn't like it, you could tell me, okay, I don't like it. I said, Scarlett, why didn't you say anything? I didn't want to be rude. I said, Lord.
Well, she was raised right.
She apparently.
So that's I
at a young age.
Agree. Just either don't eat it or eat it, and if you're and say nothing. You can say nothing. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if you're asked, lie. It was great.
I loved it.
And thank people for
and
their effort.
You can also learn how to lie because sometimes I'll say that was so unique. Well, I'm not lying. It was uniquely terrible, but I left that part out. I just say that was so unique. And if I've ever told you that was so unique, I'm so sorry.
Bringing that.
Yep.
Which I am. I mean, they didn't have to.
I was going to say, like my mama, you didn't have to go out of your way.
Yes. So that's Okay. I'll never have a green thumb. First off, they're saying Southerners are optimists, so they don't like to hear the word never.
And show don't tell. And Freddie or Dennis easily about that.
And they say that they feel about gardening. Southerners feel about gardening the way they feel about cooking. You can learn. That's true. People, if you want to. And my parents, I mean, I'm not the best.
It's like you've cursed them out if you tell them you don't have a green thumb. I mean, they get really upset. I'm like, Mom, it's not a big deal.
I don't know,
Tasha, because if they just would learn.
I don't know that
okay.
I mean, I'm not that great with it, but
you are too. You kept those.
Learn, you just keep it alive if you can.
You've kept some plants alive that I've definitely killed.
Keep them alive. I'm going to turn in early. So if there's an opportunity to visit with each other, Southerners are going to take it, whether it's over cocktails at their favorite restaurant or on the porch with a glass of sweet tea. We love telling stories, catching up, spending time with people we love. So don't even think about making it an early evening when there are still things to do and people to see.
I apologize, y'all, because it's true. These people, y'all folks, whoever, y'all will keep us up all damn night. And I'm just like, I'm going to bed, homie. Yeah, no. Well, I'm bad about this.
If you really have somewhere to go or like you have an early morning or something, I think I start off with that. You know what I mean? Like, tell them, look, I have to leave at XYZ because I have XYZ.
Now, I have done that.
And, it's really important, or, I just have to. And people usually understand.
Yes.
Just be upfront with it.
Because I definitely have. Now, look, I got to wake up at 4 a.m.
Is unsweet okay? That they're talking about tea. So they're saying that if we asked for sweet, we wanted tea stirred together with so much real sugar, none of that fake stuff, that our teeth ache 3 sips in. Thank you kindly, but no, unsweet is not okay.
Now, I don't know about this because my family likes unsweet
We'll
tea.
just have the lemonade instead. Now, I can't do sweet. Like I said, I will be in a diabetic
she said
coma.
The lemonade.
I just have it unsweet. I do. But could I would do sweet tea. I mean, it's not that I don't love it. It just don't love me. But it is delicious.
No, now I did grow up drinking unsweet. So
did you?
Oh, the next one. Mm-mm.
I'm not hungry.
Said no one ever. The proper
Southern
response is I could eat. Know
that food equals love.
Yes.
So that's kind of the thing. If you go to people's house, you're visiting, and they offer you something, just take it.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things, it's kind of funny because a lot of this pertains to older people.
It does.
And just be kind.
Yes.
And it doesn't hurt you to be kind. Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
A lot of these traditions and things are them showing you love.
Yes.
So just accept it.
When I was growing up, there was an older lady who lived diagonal. My godparents live across the street from my parents to this day, but diagonal across was Miss Brown, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, and he passed. And anytime I'd come over just to kind of keep her company, she was older and, widowed, and her sons are a hot mess or were. And so I would go keep her company. She would go, "Are you hungry?" And I'm thinking, "No, I'm not." But I would always say, because after a while I told Mom, I said, "Mom, I don't like eating chicken." And she always offers me chicken. So what do I do? And so my mom told me, she said, "Well, what do you like?" I said, "I love her tea cakes." So when I would go over, she would say, "Tasha, are you hungry?" And I'd say, I can never say no to one of your tea cakes. And that's what we would do. We would have, she'd do a little plate of tea cakes. She'd put on coffee, and we would sit there, have coffee and have tea cake. And it was great.
Yeah.
It was, it was wonderful. But that was my polite way. Now my husband just says, "I could eat." That's his thing.
Oh.
"Are you hungry?" "I could eat."
I'm a little peckish.
Cedric would never say that.
This is so funny. Kennedy had a little friend. They were were they high school or junior high? They were going somewhere that we had to drive them just out of town, but not like real far. Maybe like an hour away.
Okay.
So of course, we're going to go do the thing. I can't remember what it was. It was probably choir or something. And I remember we asked the little friend, and I cannot remember her name. I see her little face. "Are you hungry?" And she goes, "I'm a bit peckish." And it was so funny because it was so grown up. The way she said it was like, what?
Well, let's go and get you some.
Yeah.
Oh, not peckish.
So cute. Okay. SEC who?
Oh, Lord.
So this is a football question.
I know.
So I knew what that was, but I get it because, now that's one thing Texas is. We are Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
Like
it's
y'all
people go for 20 some odd years.
Right. The kids are been gone, and they still have season tickets.
Yes.
To a lot of these high schools and colleges too. So we're Friday Night Lights.
Yes, we are.
It's all about football. The other one is you all. You heard people say you all. We don't say you all. We say y'all.
Someone just got on me.
Did you say you all?
Yes, and I'm really not sure how because I don't know. But
I say y'all.
But and I said it, and they looked at me, and I was like, "What?" They were like, "Well, are you all going to lunch?" I was like, "What?" They were like, "You just said you all." I'm like, "No, I didn't."
I say you guys. Like if I'm
addressing a group,
I do guys like everybody.
I typically say y'all. I mean, there's no telling what came over me, my brain. But I mean, they looked at me like I had 4 heads. I was just like, what?
Who are you? Where are you from?
And what have you done with Natasha?
Okay, guys, up next, our picks for the sexiest man alive this week. But first, a message from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be an isolating feeling that can allow negativity to consume you.
This is why we are sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours.
Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So many people use BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee. That's betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee.
Okay. Guys, I am coming in hot. I am on a roll. My sexiest man alive this week is not tattooed. I just saw him half naked. Not in person, guys.
Oh.
He is kind of funny, but like in a different funny kind of way. I guess he's funny, but he's not not athlete. Athlete. I meant musician. No music, no tattoos. Jason Segel.
Oh,
so have you watched Shrinking?
I've watched a few episodes.
Finish it. No, don't do this to me, because I started Outlander and was having major anxiety because I heard something pop outside.
You know what it was when I started? A lot of stuff was on when it started. That's what happened.
Okay.
And so it
was an overwhelm. You're jumping around.
But see, now I'm coming into a season when nothing's on, so I can concentrate and just watch it. And I love catching up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I can
First off, you're gonna love it.
I did I think I saw 2 or 3 episodes.
I finished the whole thing.
And I did like it. So it wasn't like I didn't like it.
Look at me. Guys, I finished a show with humans on my own, and Lisa hasn't seen it.
Yeah, it was.
Insert applause.
He's like what is he? Kind of nerdy, a nerdy smart guy, kind of sort of. That's his.
He kind of is.
That's kind of my jam. Why didn't I think of him?
I don't know. He's super hot. Yeah. And I did not know he is 6'4". Now, guys, if you've ever seen my husband, there's a couple pictures of him on our page. He's very tall. My husband
how tall is he?
Cedric, 6'2".
Okay.
And he's at the top of 6'2". He really is a little over 6'2". So he's tall. And
so you tall girls. Is he single?
Oh no, he's 6'4". Jason Segel's 6'4".
No, is he single?
He was in a relationship for 8 years. They broke up. I don't know if anyone's barking up that tree right now. If they are, I don't think they're very public.
Okay.
If they are.
Tall girls.
Yes.
Tall girls.
Ooh, I can think of who I want him with, but unrelated. Who's your guy?
I'm gonna pick Matt Damon. And you guys know I love we both love Jen and Ben, and he's best friends with Ben Affleck. And
they have a long history.
Long history. They grew, they were kids together. They've known each other years and years and years. They did Good Will Hunting together. They wrote and won an Oscar for. So they have a very long history. But they are both in the new movie Air, which is about Michael Jordan and the whole. I
want to see this so bad.
And so that's kind of a cool thing. And Viola Davis is in it too.
And his only input, this is Michael Jordan, was like, I want Viola Davis to play my mother.
Isn't that cool?
I thought that was so cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. So I really want to see that. I did not know. I should have known. They kind of, how our guys are like, Adam Sandler has his clique. If you see him, you're going to see one of the guys. I didn't realize that Matt Damon was in it, but I guess I should not be shocked. I'm going to watch that one.
And I love him and his family. He's married and been married
a long time.
A while.
Yeah, especially for Hollywood.
And they have. His wife had a daughter before they were married, and they have 2 or 3 more.
Yes.
So all girls. Wow. But you see them together, and they're really cute.
Bless his heart. That's a lot of girls.
Monogamy is sexy.
Yes, it is.
It's nice to see.
Yes, Definitely. Okay, loves. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.